What I honestly might do for this movie versus book series is like come up with some notes and then just live stream about it, and then take the live stream and then use it to like make a video about it. That is a fantastic idea past me. I just might use that. Hi, hello. My name is Rune, and I'm here to ramble. And today's ramble is something that I had been thinking about for a long time. It's one of those things where it's another one of those instances where it's a piece of advice that you hear all the time, and it's like just copy pasted everywhere, and it sounds like good advice until you actually start thinking about it, and then you're like, wait a minute, this might not be as helpful as you think it is. But sometimes, or maybe it actually is helpful. I don't know. I still haven't decided whether or not this advice is good or bad, and that's what today's video is going to be about. Now, like I said in the intro, I will be cutting back and forth between this commentary and some clips of a live stream I did, it was like last Tuesday. I spent almost 2 hours just straight talking about literally anything, but there was this returning theme of the advice: make the things you enjoy. Or I've also heard it said, make the content you want to see. And for the most part, and at first, I would think that that is very good, very well done. If you actually enjoy engaging with the content, making it won't be that hard because you like the end product, so why not? But therein lies the issue. There is a large discrepancy between content you enjoy watching and content you enjoy making. With my movie versus book series, I wanted it to be something that was fully illustrated. You know, kind of like a story time animation, because that's the type of videos I wanted to make, that were fully illustrated and like got some animation in there that had all these jokes, you know, like the most specific example I can think of was there's this channel, I don't know what its name is now because it's changed a bit, but it was like Lyle Wrath Club Spoilers Ahead. I loved his Spoilers Ahead series so much, where he just talked about shitty movies. So and I really loved it. They were fully illustrated, and you know, they had some animations on there. They were fully scripted, and it was funny. It was so funny. And ever since I started my YouTube channel, that's what I wanted. Eventually, I wanted my videos to become, was like that. Maybe a little bit less crass, but I wanted it to be like that. So with this series, I was like, you know what? Let's finally do it. Let's do it. I would say an attempt was made, but bitch, I barely got off the ground with that one. There was no lift off with that series because I'm not allergic to hard work. I don't want anyone to think that I was complaining about the workload, because I'll do the work. I'll put in the time. I'll do all of that. That's not the issue. My issue with specifically that series and my YouTube channel is I just enjoy a wide variety of things. I just enjoy things. I enjoy learning. I enjoy, I enjoy horror games and horror movies. I enjoy analysis videos, long-winded video essays talking about, like, old movies and, like, the deeper meaning behind all of it. I enjoy mythology and history. I enjoy learning about archaeology. I enjoy things. But when it comes to actually creating said content, I am not the person for it. I might enjoy horror movies like The Thing and Silence of the Lambs, but I probably would not be the best person to make a horror film like The Thing or Silence of the Lambs. Even though I do have a project that is heavily inspired by some of my favorite horror films, but that's for later, and that's a book. That's different. It's not a movie yet. I kind of want it to be a movie, but it's gonna start as a book. Anyway, getting off topic. Okay, so maybe the phrase "make the things you enjoy" isn't necessarily about making the things you enjoy watching. Like, if you just enjoy the end result, if you only enjoy the end result, you are a customer, not a creator. You have to enjoy the creative process and the end product. And that's when you know, oh, this is something I should be doing. This is something that really speaks to me and that I can make and it reach to other people. That's, I think, what the phrase actually means. So then, what is the thing that I enjoy the process of? What is something that I love the the joy of creation? What is something that I can spend all my time, or at least a good portion of my time, working on and not feel drained or like it's a chore? But the videos I like making nowadays are either my once a year animatic music videos or just a speed paint commentary, which is fine. I don't mind speed paint commentary videos. They're very simple and it's mostly just about the conversation while random shit happens in the background. So it's something you can just listen to, and I do like videos that I can just listen to. But I felt like when making those videos that I could be doing more. That's probably where it all went wrong for me. I always felt like I could be doing more. I could always be making more, bigger and better. You know, always moving on to the next thing. Can you tell I'm a workaholic? Oh my god. This doesn't really have anything to do with the main topic of the video, but it's just one of the mini rants I go on. I always forget, and I'm always surprised by my own ambition. Like, I would never really see myself as an ambitious or a competitive person until I'm in those situations where it's like, oh my god. I mean, I'm always striving for more. Like I said, always, what is the next big thing? I always could be doing more without recognizing the amount of work I already do. Now, these videos are very low maintenance, and so are my streams. Very low maintenance. That is because I already have a lot on my plate creatively. I have graphic novels, like I mentioned. I have books. I have stories that I want to make into movies, TV shows, miniseries. I have a current webcomic that is going on, and that is a lot of work, and YouTube and streaming and whatnot should not take away from that, because that is what I want to do. That's the things I want to make. I see why, like, animation channels hire a team of like 50 people, or Lyle would just write the scripts and then someone else would illustrate it with their own jokes. So it was like, you know what? I was trying to do the work of 10 men while being one person, and I got pissed at myself for not being able to do that. Which is something I've always done because I've just perpetually been in a state of feeling like I'm falling behind. And that's a childhood thing that we don't have to get into right now. Another thing you have to consider is not only what kind of content do you enjoy creating and like would enjoy the end product of and be proud of, what kind of people is attracted or normally gravitates towards that kind of content. If folks are into mukbang, yeah, but I don't want to attract that kind of audience. And that's the thing, I know that some things are popular. In fact, a lot of things are popular that I don't like. And the reason why I don't do them is because, A, I don't want to make that kind of content. Not just mukbangs, but like other content in general. But I also don't want to attract that kind of crowd. Which is why I also don't do like redesign videos. Even though they do insanely well, and I do like watching them, I don't want to attract that kind of crowd, because then I'll get people that are like, oh, when are you gonna redesign this character? When are you gonna do the redesign for this show? Or how dare you redesign this character? I love that character. How dare you not like this show? And I didn't want to deal with that. I know that's not 100% of all of the audience that is attracted to the kind of redesign content. I know, because I'm one of those people that enjoys watching redesigns and rewrites and world building videos. It's just I don't know if I was traumatized by the Lavender Town situation, or if that just really brought it up, like brought it to the forefront of my mind. But that's really what I was thinking about when I said all those things. I only did like one redesign video, and that was just like the Saja Boys, because I was really inspired by LovesArt23, and I love her stuff. I love her channel, I love her style, I love her insight, and I love her world building. Very well done. I'm a world building enthusiast as well, so any video that has to do with world building, it's just, I love it so much. But like I said, I don't want to attract that kind of crowd, because then the people who come to watch those kinds of videos will then be expecting more of those videos. So when I make like a one-off, it feels weird, because it's like, okay, so people that subscribe because of this video are now going to be expecting more of this video. There is no rule that your YouTube channel or your platform needs to be one thing and one thing only. However, I do feel weird and a little bit guilty, like I said, of just doing one-off videos, and then people subscribe for that content, enjoying that kind of content, expecting more of those videos, and then I'm just sorry that was just, you know, one thing that I did because I had a manic episode or something like that. I shouldn't say that. I'm not diagnosed or anything. But yeah, that Saja Boys episode was kind of just lightning in a bottle, because I was just uniquely inspired to do that. But then again, K-pop Demon Hunters is a uniquely inspiring movie, so it was something that I was interested in. It was something that I enjoyed the finished product of. It was something that I enjoyed making. And looking back on it, my comment section was nothing but pleasant. And the feedback was good. It's one of my more popular videos, and even if it wasn't a more popular video, I enjoyed making it and went on a whole bunch of tangents. Yes, it took like 3 weeks to edit, but that was because I just went crazy with inspiration. So who knows, maybe the one thing I was avoiding doing because of a few bad apples is something that I genuinely like doing. I am not making any promises with this video. I'm just saying. perhaps the thing that you are avoiding is the answer. To wrap all this up in a neat little bow, when it comes to the phrase, make the things you like, or make the content you want to see, there are 3 sub-questions, 3.5 sub-questions you need to answer before deciding to alter your brain chemistry and dedicate your entire life to it. No, I know it's not that big a deal, but that's just kind of what it feels like half the time. Oh my god. What are you interested in? Do you enjoy the process of creating that content and thus would be more motivated to put in the work? And are you prepared to engage with the kinds of people that also like those things? And I think it would be in both of our best interests if I wrapped it up right there. I don't know if this was coherent or conclusive. Some of the clips had to be moved around for conversation. But those are just some thoughts that I had buzzing around in my little brain. And I thought, you know, I might as well just do something with all the thoughts in my head. I hope this helps in some way. Let me know in the comments down below. I don't know if these stream edit videos are going to be a regular thing. This was insanely difficult to string 2 completely different conversations together to make one sort of cohesive thing, because I kind of want to avoid heavily scripted videos and just have more of a rambly, you know, just casual conversation video, because I enjoy those a little bit more than scripted ones, and it's also the kind of video I like to watch. Just low energy, low maintenance, authentic brain damage. Damn it, that should have been my YouTube channel name.